Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today I'm taking an old logo that I had done where I engraved it onto the X-carve, and I want to go through and show you how to correct the different errors that were in this. I want to get these letters that really look sloppy and be able to make them look crisp and sharp. I want to go in and change these little areas that just did not carve, and I want to make that crisp and sharp as well. Plus, after editing the nodes, I want to then convert that over into the Lightburn software, reduce it down to much smaller, and engrave this with all of those corrections. So let's get started. Quite some time ago, I carved this logo on the X-carve. Now this is 24 inches by 24 inches. And if you look closely, you can look at the letters, and the letters just are not good. On that compass road, the north, south, east, west, those letters are horrible. If you look over at Shaping Lives and even at the Titan, the letters are not crisp and clear at all. My goal is to create this same logo on 11 by 11 and engrave it on the laser. Now the area that I really dislike is the lettering. The lettering did not turn out good, because you can look at the T and you can see that part is just not the shape the way it should be. And looking at all the letters, they're just a little bit crooked and just not sharp and crisp. So what I'm going to do is just literally take all of the lettering, remove it, and add my own lettering back in. And I'm going to do that on all of this. You can see on this one, where it was cut on the CNC machine, the center portion of the B got chipped out and is gone. Now that's not going to happen with the laser, but here again you can see how these letters are not crisp and clear. Same with the letters down here at the bottom. They all look kind of crooked and just not a good shaped letter. It just did not transfer in when I was doing the bit trace map. Now the other thing that I don't like is this sword should be a straight line. And you can see right there how it's bulging out. I want to be able to correct that also. You can see it even better when I highlight this. Now what I'm going to do is click on the edit nodes, and now you can see where those little nodes are. The easiest way to do this is just highlight it and delete each of the nodes. If you delete one that's too far, just undelete it and move to another one. But I can delete all of these nodes and create the straight line. So this only takes just a couple of minutes to be able to do. And after each node that I delete, I look at that line to see, is this the shape that I'm actually looking for, or do I need to go ahead and delete more of the nodes? In this case, yeah, I can delete more of them. Now I have a straight line, much improved. Now on the EST, which is established, Titans, and the 2009, I just deleted those letters and typed in my own letters and sized them correctly to be able to put that in place. And you can see now that looks much, much better, sharp and crisp. Now at the bottom of the sign for the Lakeshore High, I'm working on the lakeshore. And what I've done is just select the shape, and I note the coordinates there on exactly where that E is located. Then I can take the E and slide it out of the way. Then I'm going to highlight the entire image, and the E is now selected. I'm going to select the edit points, and now I can come in and delete each of these nodes and eliminate the E out of this sign completely. Once I remove the letter completely, then I'll just highlight the letter E and be able to slide it right back into position. Now the easiest way to do that, rather than just doing it by looks, this way gets to be a little bit difficult. But remember, I saved the coordinates up top, so I can just type in the exact coordinates that I had to begin with, and that letter falls right in place. The next thing that I want to show you is I'm working on the letter H. Now I picked out the letter H, and now I have to size it correctly. So I can expand it horizontally. I can also change the height, and my goal is to be able to make that letter cover up right on top of the existing H so that it looks really good in exactly the same position. Once that's there, again, I will record the coordinates and then slide the H out of the way, highlight the whole sign, click on the edit points, and then go ahead and delete all of the nodes and repeat that same process. And I do that for each of the letters in this sign. Then after deleting all of the nodes, I just highlight the H and just slide it right back in position and type in the coordinates, and it moves it directly where it needs to be. That shows two examples on how the end result looks. This is how you begin. You select the appropriate text, and you can just delete this out. Now you can either use delete or you can use backspace to eliminate the word text, and then just type in the correct letter. In this case is I. Once you have this letter, I can bring it over close to where it needs to be, but the goal now is to be able to resize this letter down to the appropriate size, and I can manipulate the letter any way that I want. I can grab this and slide it over to make the letter narrower. I can also change the height and really any direction that I want to resize it. Once I have the size correct, I position it exactly where I want it and grab up the top and rotate this just a little bit to be able to put it where I want it. Again, what I want to be able to do is match exactly like the original letters, but I want to be able to have it where I'm working with each letter individually to size it correctly. Now this takes a little bit of time, but really when you think about it, it's not as much time as you might really think. It goes fairly quickly once you get the hang of it. Now for the Roman numeral 8, I use the exact same process, but in this case I just typed out all of the letters at the same time, resized it, and used the same process. Added the points and deleted this entire section, and then just slid back the Roman numeral 8 back into position. Now I wanted to show you the before and after. If you look at the word shaping as compared to the word lives, you can see just 100% difference. This is going to engrave absolutely amazing, and that's the whole goal of this process. Now one of the things that I started to do, after I get these letters exactly where they need to be, I started writing down the XY position rather than trying to memorize it each time. It actually went a lot quicker, especially when I forgot the coordinates on one and I'd have to reposition it. Didn't want to have to do that again. So I just took a notepad, wrote down the XY position, and then that way I can move along much quicker. And with the old letter A completely removed, I just highlight the new letter and then refer back to my tablet with the XY coordinates written on there, and I just type them in and then hit enter, and it moves the letter directly into position, no guesswork. Now I didn't time how long it took me to do this, but it took me approximately a half hour to be able to go through and change all the lettering. And if you look at this, there is a world of difference between what it looked like before and this version completed. So I wanted to show you the before and after. This is what it looked like before with all the letters just totally shaped poorly. And then I changed it and put in those new letters. What a difference. Now using the download zip, I sent this over to the Lightburn software, and it's time to go to work. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do is have the letters actually fill. So you see those in red, and I have that highlighted and selected the fill. I do want to change the setting. Instead of 80 inches per minute, I'm going to drop that down to 70 inches per minute. Here's the project all ready to be able to engrave. I want to show you a quick preview. This is what it's going to look like. All of the letters are nice and filled in, and the rest of the sign is just the line only. After looking at the preview, I decided to go ahead and fill in all of the lines as well. Now granted, I could have gone back and selected the red layer and changed it to the black as well, but really not necessary. It'll still be able to engrave this just fine. Now I want to point out to you, by being able to leave that second layer, one black and one red, it will take longer to be able to engrave. So that's something to think about. So on the front end, it saved me a little bit of time by not changing it, but on the back end, it did take longer. Now, as far as the hindsight, yes, I wish I had just eliminated the red layer and grouped it all together into the black. It would have engraved much quicker. But lesson learned. Now then, the green dot in the center, that is going to be my center XY0 position, and I transfer that over to my material. From there, I'm going to go ahead and set the Z-axis for my laser, which is 1/8 of an inch. With that done, I'm going to move over to my XY axis using a very low power. You can see the dot right there. That's a very low power. It's a 3.5% power, and that allows me to position my XY0 position. From there, it's time to be able to start the engraving. Now, just as a reminder, it will engrave the entire black layer first, and then it comes back and engraves that red layer. That's the time that I lost. Had I grouped it all together, it would have engraved it all together, and it would save quite a bit of time. So I want to emphasize that. And to be able to show you, as this is engraving, of course the Lakeshore High is not engraving in that portion. So again, lesson learned, be able to group the layers correctly, and it will save you a lot of time. I want to show you a close-up of these fine detailed lines. They look really sharp. So I'm very impressed with how this is engraving. Now that it's all done, wow, what a difference. This little sign looks awesome, engraved on the MDF with the laser. I love the fact that I changed all the letters to create the detail. It looks so much better than the large version that I had carved using the CNC machine. The letters, they're just no comparison. So I hope you learned a little something today about how to edit the nodes. Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also, check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.